getting it done for Baltimore. The Ravens are now 4-1 with Lamar as the starter after yesterday's win against the Bucs. He had a touchdown pass and 95 yards on the ground. Lamar is the second quarterback in the Super Bowl era with 5 straight games with at least 60 rushing yards, joining our very own Michael Vick. And Michael joins us now, and you spent a lot of time with Lamar. You've shared that with us over the last couple months. Have you been surprised by his success?
I would say I've been sort of surprised because Lamar coming out of college, and when we talked, it was all about, look, Lamar, you got to gain a little weight, got to make sure you're ready for the National Football League and what it brings. He asked me a ton of questions that, was all pertaining to play style, play calling.
Right.
He was just very, very curious about what the NFL was about. So, I always felt like he needed a year to sit behind a veteran guy, learn, didn't know what type of system he was going to be in, but when he landed in this system with Baltimore, I thought about it. Marty Morningwig, pass happy. I known him from Philadelphia Eagles days, and so I knew it was going to be a process of learning, getting comfortable, understanding the offense, the scheme, the details. And I go and do an interview this past week, and I see Greg Roman walk out the room, knowing that Marty Morningwig and James Urban, who is a quarterback coach, has good insight. We did some great things, in Philadelphia, not to this extent of what Baltimore is doing, but when he came out, I instantly thought about just concepts and run game and what he's been able to do with mobile quarterbacks over the years, Colin Kaepernick and Tyrod Taylor, as I said yesterday. So
Greg Roman was the offensive coordinator in San Francisco when he went to the Super Bowl.
So, now they're able to put all this together, and it's going to be very hard to stop. So, I was surprised. I thought he needed another year, like I said before, but now I don't feel the same way. I feel comfortable where he's at. I feel like he's grown into a role, and with the offenses that you can come out and run in today's game, very advanced than what we was doing, 10 years ago as far as, wildcat system, pistol formations, and it suits his game very well.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised teams haven't stacked the line more and forced him to throw the football.
Yeah.
When you run the ball, they're averaging about 230 yards rushed per game since he's been in there. Well, if you run the ball like that, it's going to be hard for someone to beat you because the Ravens has a very good defense. They're number 1 in scoring. They're, I think, top 3 in total yards. So what that does, Skip, that they possess the ball so long, they don't give you very many possessions.
Right.
And then when you do get the ball, that Baltimore defense is ready for you. I'm surprised but because it's always 3rd and 3, 3rd and 5, and the throws are short because he's only completing 48% of his passes. That's 10 yards or more down the field.
But 59% overall, you can work with that.
Right. So what they're doing is that they're putting you in a situation, it's 3rd and 1, it's 3rd and 3, they catch you off guard. Now you can dump the ball and get a first down. This running back, he's running the ball, he's got 100 yards rushing every game.
Almost every game.
Every game. And so, Skip, when you can run the ball like they're running and you play defense like they play it, okay, fine. It's a great system if you have the lead.
Yes.
The question is, what happens if you fall behind 10, you fall behind 14? Can this style of play, because come playoff time, Mike, there'll be a situation where you're probably going to have to come from behind. You're not going to be up every game, every minute of the game. Can this stop? Now, they can cause some people some problems because they can run it, and that defense, they play. It travels. So you see it was raining yesterday. They still ran the ball for 242.
So
and the high-flying offense of Tampa, because they still got D-Jack, they still got Mike Williams, 12 points. So they can take this on the road. You can package this up and say, okay, we can go win a game. But I'm surprised that teams have not forced him to throw the ball more. But it's kind of hard, Skip, when it's 3rd and 1 and 2.
All the time.
I am pleasantly shocked by this. Pleasantly shocked, because I love this kid's poise coming out of Louisville. He has poise. He has body language that makes me confident in watching him. This moment is not too big for him. He doesn't get overwhelmed on the stage. He plays exactly the way he did at Louisville every snap. I don't see him try to do too much or too little. I don't see him flinch. I just see him keep making plays the way he was born to make plays. The reason I'm shocked is they changed systems and horses in midstream, the way Harbaugh did when he inserted Colin Kaepernick. And may I bring back up the point? How many times we hear teams say, well, we can't change Colin Kaepernick. You know, we can't just suddenly change everything we do. They did.
Yeah.
Can you find me two quarterbacks more opposite in their approach than Joe Flacco and Lamar Jackson?
No.
Man.
Come on. What's Flacco, 6'6"?
Yes.
Can't move an inch?
Straight,
Straight.
drop back.
Right? Just sits and throws it.
Yes.
And he's got a big arm, we know that, but he's going to only take you so far. Unless you can get him in the playoffs, then he turns into somebody else.
You know what I think the Baltimore Ravens planned for this for a long time.
Yep.
I mean, you can't just mid-season change the offense and be as effective as you've been the last 5 games. And the way they ball control, 3rd and 5, 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3. Run the ball on first down, which is what most teams want to do, and get some positive yards on first. They're always in down and distances where it's favorable for Lamar and the team, and that's why they can go short. They don't have to throw it downfield. If I could play an offense like that, I would.
There you go.
I mean,
there you go.
You want to make football easy.
Right.
Well, now that you say this, Mike, it makes me think that even in practice, when they're running their normal set and they come in, when Joe was in there, they would have 3 or 4 plays like this to allow Lamar to do this.
Right.
Because you can't run scout team because no other scout team runs this offense. So you got to run what they can do, what the defense is going to see on Sunday.
Sure.
So just tells me that 3 or 4 plays every period, they would have something very similar to this and says, okay, go do this, Lamar.
Okay.
Because, and as Mike said, to come in because they're not running anything that Joe Flacco. They're not calling anything that they call for Joe Flacco.
Nothing.
This is 100% totally different.
I haven't seen one West Coast system concept.
Well said. So what did I tell you before the season started? I'm throwing this kid into the fire in game 1 because he can take me farther in the regular season than Flacco has shown me over the last 6 regular seasons. They'd made the playoffs 1 time in 6 years, and he was, at many of those points, the highest paid player in all of pro football. What do I call him? Joe Fluco, because he's magic in the postseason, but it's just hard for him to get you to the postseason. And in this case, this kid lights their fire. He floats all their boats. The defense plays higher and hotter for this kid because they know he's going to make plays his way. It's not going to be explosive. And again, look, I hope people let this sink in what he's done. He's 4-1, and he had them in position to beat Kansas City. They're up 24-17. It took a 4th and 9 prayer from Patrick Mahomes.
And a 4th and 3.
And it did.
In this offense, if they continue to add in this offense and continue to create concepts, watch more film, watch different teams and what they do with mobile quarterbacks, this can be scary for a long time for the Baltimore Ravens. They already got the defense. And then now they add an offense with ball control, keeping the opposing quarterback off the field regardless of who he is.
Right.
It speaks volume.
Hey, I realize the margin for error is small.
Yes.
And it's kind of like your 2000 Ravens, except they're not that good on defense, right? They're not that good, but again, they need to get ahead and kind of stay ahead because he can't score 35 or 40.
No.
And he can't come back from 21 down. It's just not what he's going to be able to do.
For them, I want people to understand, to run the ball like they're running, they're getting 240, 230s, 220s.
Yeah.
That's unheard of. That's Oklahoma, Nebraska in the 70s, 80s, Skip, running the ball like that.
And I know it's dangerous, and I know you've counseled him, and you got to get down, but I haven't seen him take big shots. I haven't seen him where I flinched, where I cringed for him.
You know what? One of my concerns, Skip, him coming out of college, me and Lamar talked, gained 10 pounds, put some weight on. I know what it's like. I'm speaking of experience.
Are you?
And when I see him at the draft, I'm kind of concerned because he still looks sort of frail. And then I see him last week, and he's bulked up, and he's like 6'2". Yeah. So he has the frame, and that's why he's not getting hit so hard. You know, I was 6 feet 212, so the impact was different. He's 6'2".
What do you feel he weighs? 190?
No, I think he's about maybe 220.
Oh, you think he's 220?
220?
Oh, well, if he's 220, I thought he was more like willowy.
Yeah, he was bulked up the last time you saw him.
Yeah. Really? Okay, that'll work.
That was good to see. That was a positive.
Oh, good. He took your advice. I mean, I would come to you too. You're the right person to go to about this. Well, the big challenge for the Ravens at the Chargers on Saturday, that's going to be a big one for them.
That's the game.
Michael, thanks for being here. Appreciate it. A Packers legend is taking some